So the Master Duel World Championships have been announced, along with the regular TCG, OCG, mix, whatever, you know, World Championships or actual paper Yu-Gi-Oh! And the Master Duel side has some very questionable, sussy ideas here. If you still need a beautiful playmat, go to zerodamagegaming.com and use the code SOLEMN for a discount. There's also beautiful deck boxes. So as you can see, Konami have announced the first details of the Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championships 2023 being held in multiple stages, culminating in the grand finals on August 5th and 6th in Japan at the Tokyo Big Sight Exhibition Center. So August 5 and 6 is actual worlds, and you have all of the worlds running at the same time, so you can only participate in one of them. The stages include WCS Qualifiers 2023, so in-game events, which is individual, you know, you play on your own account to try and qualify for the World Championship of Master Duel. And then finally, the finals, which is in August, team battle in groups of 3. So they are really pushing this whole esports vibe where you have a 3 versus 3 for worlds. Here's the full details about how to qualify and the new team-based finals. So the qualifiers is an in-game event that anyone can participate in and works in the same way as the Duelist Cup, separated into stage 1 and stage 2 of the event. So if you've played a Duelist Cup before, you know, a grueling grind, let's say, just play as much as possible, and some people have even done some dicey stuff to try and get an edge. Again, not saying that's a good idea. So the key dates, the first stage is May 16 until May 29. So this is the stage 1 of a Duelist Cup type of qualifier. Then regional qualifiers, or stage 2, is May 26 until May 29th. And then the rankings are announced June 9th. The top ranked player in each region at the end of the regional qualifiers round will be eligible to participate in the WCS 2023 finals. The number of finalists will vary per region. So I'm guessing, depending on how many people are actually playing per region, you will have a number of top ranked players that are then able to go to Worlds. Now, immediately, I have some questions here, because this regional qualifier is one weekend. We saw the same issue with Duelist Cups before. Some people's actual nationals for Yu-Gi-Oh! Are the same weekend. So from what I see, and of course there could be other announcements and so forth, if you're in the UK or in Hungary, your nationals coincides with this Master Duel thing. So if you're a very competitive player or trying to be a very competitive player in both and you're living in the UK, well, too bad. You're forced to choose. So that's already like very odd to me. Now, we'll go on because it gets worse. The WCS 2023 finals will be held in Japan as an offline event on August 5th and August 6th. So that's very exciting. You know, we're going to have that whole arena type deal. And then you come with either, I guess, a laptop or maybe an iPad, or they give you something, I would hope, where you then play real life, but on Master Duel. It will be a team battle with duelists competing in groups of 3 players. Those who are selected as regional representatives will be asked to select 2 duelists from the same region to team up with them and apply to participate in the finals. This is where I'm starting to get some questions, because this means if you're the highest ranked player, suddenly you have a bunch of power to choose the other duelists. And an important info, only the D-level max players who participated in the same region as the regional representative in the regional qualifier may be selected to join the team. Now, as far as I'm aware, that D-level max isn't as hard to reach as, you know, the actual being top rank. Regional representatives cannot team up with each other, and you can only participate in one of the TCG, in one of the finals, so Master Duel, Duel Links, or TCG, if you are selected as a regional representative. So this is very, very odd to me, right? Because if D-level max is relatively easy to get, that means that the selection process for who qualifies that isn't a top ranked player is very arbitrary, or at least doesn't necessarily depend on gameplay. I'll set the stage. Imagine you just reached the top rank. You are a top ranked player, you grinded your heart out. We're not gonna assume fishy stuff happened, you know, just someone actually played a ton, was really good at the game, they did everything right, they're an awesome player, top ranked, cool. Now they can decide which other 2 members are part of their team, but they can choose anyone that reached his max thing, which is not the same as ranking, you know, so hard. So who are they gonna choose? Like, is it just friends? Which means, well, those friends, cool for them, of course. I'm happy that they are able to go to Worlds, but they didn't necessarily have to grind in the same way. Or are they just gonna choose people who are already known to be pros in the game? Which, okay, it's fine because they're already pros, so they're obviously gonna be good players, but also anyone who has then done their own personal branding better now has better odds of getting into Worlds, regardless regardless of how well they actually did in this qualifier type event, right? Think of like some of the pro players like Jesse Cotton, Cody Angelov, maybe even Pac and so forth. People know these people, so they are very strong players, so they're more likely to get picked. But there might be some other really strong players who top a bunch but aren't necessarily on YouTube, on deck profiles and so forth constantly, and so now they fell out of the boat regardless of, you know, how good they would actually be doing this type of event. Now, of course, if it's being decided by, okay, these are known pros, that's still fine-ish, because of course they already deserved to get to that level, but still, I feel like your personal branding having more impact in whether you go to Worlds or not is kind of awkward when we're looking at just how good you are at the game. There are definitely players who are more known than how good they are, for example. But then there's like even more questions that can be raised, because like, could people just pay their way into teams? Again, not condoning that, not saying that's fine. It's just a question I have, because I feel like maybe we don't have enough information. Maybe there's a bunch of other rules out there. But even so, it just feels so weird. I just have so many questions with giving the finalists this type of power, you know? In an ideal world, we would just have people competing to try and get to Worlds, and whoever has the most wins, or, you know, has been the most consistent, or wins some type of big major event, maybe like an online YCS type deal, they get the qualification. Boom, end of story. That would be ideal in my opinion. There is no ifs, there's no buts, there's no questions about, oh, did they deserve this, or oh, there's an unfair advantage here and there and so forth. It's just cool, they did well, they qualified. Whereas now it feels ambiguous. Right now I feel like, oh, there's like a billion ways you can kind of abuse the system. Again, not sure, maybe these loopholes have already been covered. Maybe I'm missing something, but let me know in the comments down below what you think about this. Do you feel this system is correct? Do you think there's things that are being overlooked? Do you perhaps have information about what I'm overlooking? I don't know. Overall, I'm a bit weirded out by the system. I'm still going to be very excitedly watching, of course. I'm sure there's going to be a ton of really powerful players, especially because, again, your representative has still have to have gone through some crazy grind to get there. But overall, still some weird empty spots, some questions I have that I'm not really sure about. So let me know in the comments down below what you think. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you soon. Ciao.